Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. We'd like to welcome those of you that took the time out to attend this webinar series, the Beginning Farmer Rancher webinar series. It is being brought to you by the Battleground to Breaking Ground program. And before we get into the main meat and potatoes, I am an instructor with the Battleground to Breaking Ground program, working with AgriLife Extension. I do have my own operation out here in Mount Calm, Texas. We raise sheep and then I also have chickens for laying eggs, and I grow microgreens and sell at the Waco Downtown's Farmers Market. Um, we're going to get started. I'm going to go over a little bit of program information for the Battleground Breaking Ground program before turning it over to Farmer Veteran Coalition. All right, so our program is an entrepreneurial training program and has been grant funded since beginning of about 2012 through various grants from NEFA, USDA. So one of the things where we're at right now with the program, we have a few online course options for everybody to be able to take if they don't want to actually come and attend and see us in person. We don't take any exception to that. We're fine with it. We know people are busy. First one we have is Introduction to Agricultural Business. We do have it as an online course and a 1 day in-person workshop. Basics for this is we're covering some rural business ideas to help get the brain cells started. Introduction to Ag Business, resources for farmers and ranchers, training programs for the beginning farmers and ranchers, and funding the farmer ranch. Our Introduction to Agricultural Production Boot Camp, which we have coming up 21st through 25th of September, is an in-person workshop that covers 5 days. And we go over a variety of farming topics to help those that are maybe exploring the idea of getting into agriculture something to chew on to be able to look and see, is this really what we want to do? It's not an all encompassing. We try to get a touch on a little bit of everything, but there's still a lot of areas we don't cover with this. But it does a pretty good job of getting you out exposed, getting you out, start making contacts, setting up that network of folks that can potentially provide help to you and services. And we have the main part of our program. We have two options, technically three options, but two of these are our traditional condensed program.
This program.
It's 27 weeks or 44 weeks, and we run starting a traditional program runs in the fall, and that's in September. Towards the end of September is usually our start date for it, and then our condensed is in January, the third week of January start dates for that. We do have you can pay a tuition for it, which is $1,000, or you can apply for a tuition waiver to waive that $1,000 cost. We have 12 slots typically per cohort for the tuition waivers. And for this, you'll go through, work on completing an agricultural business plan for your operation, develop a technical assistance team, develop or go through online production courses. And the biggest one, which we like to emphasize, is the 100 hours of hands-on training working with a mentor. It's it doing something very similar to what you're planning on doing with your enterprise. If you're wanting to do cattle and you want to do beef cattle, we want to get you out with beef cattle. It doesn't make sense to put you out with a dairy cattle person. That way you're learning those things are going to be more applicable to you. We have a skill bridge version of this, which is 13 weeks. It's just a super condensed version of this. They get 300 hours of hands-on training while they go through that program. It's open to the military. It's in their last 180 days before they transition out, either retiring or otherwise. Um, Once you've completed either the mentor train or the skills bridge program or the regular program, you can become eligible to be a mentor for us for future battleground participants. And if you do go through this, there are potentials for paid training opportunities as a mentor for the program. Our graduates do come with perks. If you graduate from the program, potentially you can apply for and receive a $1,000 stipend. And then we have our business planning competition, kind of like a Shark Tank, where you actually go through and fill out the application, and you'll have a chance to come down potentially based upon how your application is ranked to actually pitch your final pitch for it and earn additional money that way for your farm or ranch. Equipment lending program, we're working on trying to get that set up and running. We've run into some technical snags through risk and legal with A&M, because we do fall under them for this stuff. We're working through that. We're hoping we'll have that up here in the near future. And then the certified mentors, if they host hands-on learning events for us, they can potentially earn $1,000 for that. And then $1,100 for mentoring regular participants, and up to $3,300 for mentoring our SkillBridge participants. And we are working on becoming a DOL registered apprenticeship program. The other piece of this, I'm going to go through this one quickly. Yeah, we are working on, this is our second part of our funding that we have. We are working on online courses, which we have currently our beginning beef cattle operations course is online and live. We have 2 more that are in the hopper right now that our development team is working on getting built into the system. Hopefully we'll have those out here by the beginning of September to go live. And with this one, we also have some additional hands-on learnings that we host throughout the year. And for veterans, they can potentially receive $362 per event, and they can attend up to 2 events per year and receive the stipend for each of those. If you want to find out our upcoming events, you can check out our calendar and also subscribe to our newsletter. And here's our contact information. If you need this later, I can pull this back up. But for interest of time, I'm going to drop there. And I'd like to introduce our wonderful, I'm going to stop sharing here real quick. There we go. Abby, you can go ahead and start sharing there for you. Farmer Veteran Coalition, we asked them to partake in this webinar, take a chance to go through and talk about their programs, services, and assistance that they can provide. And they have a lot of wonderful programs out there for our veterans. And with that, Jeanette, do you want to start off and introduce yourself and have Abby introduce and then roll in? You're muted.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Sherry, right next to the hospital.
Okay, sounds good. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jeanette Lombardo. I'm the National Farmer Veteran Coalition CEO. We are located here in Waco, Texas. We chose Texas because it's one of our largest state chapters. We do have 30 of them. And I'm going to hand it over to Abby.
Hi,
Go
everyone.
ahead.
My name is Abby. I'm Director of Donor Relations, Stewardship, and Grants for the Farmer Veteran Coalition, and I also assist with coordinating our national conference, which I'll talk to you later about. And I guess we'll get started. Okay, Jeanette.
Okay. So this is a very special year for the Farmer Veteran Coalition. We're 17 years old. We did a strategic plan this year, which you think you'd have a strategic plan all the time, but the last one we did was 2015. We haven't done one recently because of ever since COVID, the world has not exactly been consistent. So we did one this year. We have 10 buckets, which I'll talk to you about in a minute, and those are our goals for this year. But really, these bullet points are our goals. We want to expand our fellowship fund. We received 750 applicants this year. Our goal is to fund 1 in 3. It is a regranting program. We spent $500,000 last month, and last weekend gave away 5 tractors at the NASCAR race in San Diego. But there's a long way to go to meet that goal. We want to raise the visibility of the Homegrown by Heroes label. We have a person that's going to be taking that over. a single FTE to cover that. And we have some great plans for that in the coming year, working with a lot of our state chapters, state departments of ag. We want to build a career pathways for every veteran who dreams of farming. We'll get into that. And we want to strengthen our behavioral health support. We've created a brand new department and brought in a brand new program called WRAP that we'll talk about. We want to lead in food security. So we have a program called Fields for Valor, which is our food insecurity program. We are working with Armed Services YMCA to deal with food insecurity around military bases, which is at 24%. We are here to help with national disasters, both preventative beforehand, after when you need to work with the USDA agencies on some relief claims, and also moving forward after that. And we want to unite our partners, our chapters, and communities to create opportunity, hope, and a lasting impact. So our state chapters is one of our very important our projects that will probably be the future of FVC. Go ahead, Abby. So some of you might have known Michael O'Gorman. I just talked to him the other day. He started this back in 2007. It was an idea that came up from some mothers of service members who had committed suicide. Our first office was in UC Davis, which is, I hate to say this, the #1 ag school in the country. But we moved from there 4 years ago to Waco, Texas. And we're loving it here and working with Texas A&M as well. Go right ahead, Abby. We immediately forged some deep partnerships with American Farm Bureau, Farm Credit Council, National Farmers Union, and National Agribility Project. And they sit on our board of directors, our national board of directors. And on our state chapters, we try to get them to serve wherever they're available. And we have some key programs, which we'll discuss here in a minute. We're currently sitting at about 59,000 members and 30 chapters. Go right ahead. This is our new vision statement. Very few people have seen this. We have not incorporated it yet into our website, but a national leaders in developing a network of empowered veterans and active duty service members who are dedicated to farming and ranching success with a commitment to strengthening national food security. And our mission statement is to serve, empower, and connect military, veterans, and active duty service members with the resources, education, training, and partnerships necessary to cultivate successful careers in agriculture. So we will talk about on our core values, which we all should be familiar with. We would all want them. Honor community, resiliency, which we need in agriculture, and stewardship of our land and resources. So this is our current snapshot of who we are right now. We are about 16% women. Our membership basically mirrors the armed forces as far as different race and ethnicity. All branches of service, we have, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have any Space Force yet. They don't have any veterans yet, apparently. So we're pretty heavy on the Army side, as you can see. We have the age ranges. So you can see as you go through there, the different conflicts of and wars that have gone on. And you can see the ranges back through 9/11, Desert Storm, Afghanistan. We have about 59% of our members have some sort of service-connected disability. That number jumped a little bit when the PACT Act went through a couple years ago because it started to recognize some of the toxic exposure that had occurred. And then you can see our membership growth. The totals that you see there is as of December 31st of each year. We add about 70 to 100 members a week.
Yeah, we now actually have over 59,000. We just hit 59,000, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's great. We
So
just need
yeah,
more
surprise.
staff to help manage them. Yes. Okay, so this is our the buckets that I was talking about earlier, or the various departments that we're setting up. And in the next 3 years, it's our goal to have a subject matter expert in each of these, and to have some of these departments built out. So the first is membership services, which is our call center. We get a lot of emails, we get a lot of phone calls. We have a language line because some of our service members have been married overseas and brought in folks that maybe English is not their preferred language. We have the Fellowship Fund, which Abby will talk about. That's our number one program that everybody seems to know about. We have started doing donor relations and fund development. As you all know, things have been crazy in the grant world. It's very competitive. It's very restricted from previous years. So we are officially doing that. We have our chapter support, and we're building out our regional directors, 10 across the country. I'll show you that map here in a minute. Homegrown by Heroes, which is our own labeling program to help with market access. Market Maker, which is our online sales platform where you can sell direct to consumers. Our behavioral health program. We do QPR training. We have a SAMHSA grant, and we do some RAP training. Careers, I'll talk about that in a minute. Disaster preparation, relief, and recovery. Our Field for Valor program. And we just started last year, government affairs. Okay, so membership services. We have regular members for veteran members, and then we have non-veteran members as associate members. So some of our state chapters may have spouses of veterans who serve on their boards. And so we have them all so that they can, get our newsletters and everything else. There's the phone number for our technical assistance, our number. It's our 800 number. It's FVC Farm, 855 FVC Farm, our support email. We do have affinity programs, which used to be called our discount benefit programs. We have tons of, you can go to the webpage and see them. Maybe Abby will show that to you later, but we have a ton of discounts available for our members to access to help grow their farms and ranches. And then also we send a lot of notifications through our social media platforms about opportunities for education and grants. And we have our monthly newsletter, podcasts, webinars, and of course our conference. Okay. This is how we've divided up the country. So we use the USDA Economic Research Service production map, and divided the country into 10 regions. So in these regions, they're growing similar things. They may have similar trade issues, weather issues, pest issues. So that is how we have grouped them. Each one of those regions has one person who sits on an advisory board. And we are trying to get regional directors for each one of those regions. We have started to build out chapters in each of the regions. If you got the newsletter yesterday, you saw we just added 4 chapters. We brought in Mississippi, Massachusetts, Oregon, and I'm forgetting, I think it was Maine. I'm forgetting the last one, but yes. So we're continually growing as they grow organically within the states, we have members come forward to form an operational committee and get those launched. So we're in the process of trying to strengthen the chapter capacity and leadership, providing them with some leadership training. We're using the chapters to help promote our national program, and so they align with us, and there's that integration happening, and working on communication, media kits, a lot of different things for our state chapters. And you can reach out to that number there if you are want to join and you're not a member. It is free to join the Farmer Veteran Coalition.
Okay.
I'll let you start there. Yep, you go right ahead.
So, first of all, I want to start off with Latanya Jetter is now managing the fellowship fund. So, if you have any questions about this, you can reach out to me, but I will probably connect you with her now that she is in charge of the fellowship fund. But it's a small grant program that provides direct assistance to veterans who are in their beginning years of farming or ranching. So it usually opens up the first week of January and closes mid-February. It only opens once a year. This is different than the Battleground of Breaking Ground, obviously, that fellowship fund. This one provides funds for items the veteran has identified that will make a crucial difference in the launch of their farming business. And awards range from $1,000 to $5,000. It was established in 2011, and we've awarded over $5 million in small grants and equipment to more than 1,300 farmer veterans since 2011. This year, 122 farmer veterans across 43 states were awarded, which is pretty amazing. Every year, like Jeanette said, we try to award 1 in 3 applicants. However, that application number keeps going up. And our major sponsors include Farm Credit, Kubota, Tractor Supply, Wounded Warrior Project, and many more.
I could just add something to that, Abby. So one of the things Heidi asked us to talk about was some of the key challenges and strategies that we have with the barriers that veteran farmers face when coming into agriculture. And, some of those barriers are similar for everyone, but they're a little bit more intensified for the military to civilian transition. Right? Because some of our veterans may have disabilities, they might have trauma exposure, they may not have inherited land or be unfamiliar with the agricultural system. So some of the programs that I was gonna talk about were built to address those challenges. And we help by a mix of direct assistance, like our call center, branding, with a market maker, market access, resource navigation, and peer connections training. But this is really to help start. I think it's exactly what she said, a small granting program to allow folks to have that initial start. And we see its impact every cycle that, the letters that we get. Thank you, Abby.
For sure. And then we have our Gear to Give program, which is in partnership with Kubota. It provides equipment through the fellowship fund. So each year, Kubota awards 5 pieces of Kubota equipment through this program. Sometimes it can get a little confusing, but this program is actually integrated into the fellowship fund. So it's all the same application. Basically, whenever you're filling out the fellowship application, at the very end, there will be a question that asks, do you want to apply for Gear to Give? And so if you click yes, then you'll be in the running for the Kubota equipment. It'll ask you about your equipment needs. Of course, if you don't select that, then it will just take you out of the running for the Kubota equipment. Since 2015, we've awarded we have awarded 56 pieces of equipment. And every year, Kubota always does a fun ceremony. This year, just recently, Tanya and Jeanette, they were in San Diego to give away the keys to those pieces of equipment. It's always a lot of fun. So that's a great program, and we're very appreciative of Kubota. So eligibility and requirements for the fellowship fund currently. So they must be a member of the Farmer Veteran Coalition, must have served or are currently serving in any branch of the U.S. military, must have received an honorable characterization of service upon discharge. However, other characterizations of service may be accepted on a case-by-case basis. Currently serving service members must provide a letter of support from their commanding officer or designated representative. We do have an example of this at our support center if you ever need that. And you must have an ag business in operation and a business plan. Nonprofit entities are not eligible to apply right now, and previous fellowship recipients are only eligible to apply for the fellowship fund again if they've been awarded $1,000 or less. So this is typically the Tractor Supply gift certificates that we give out. However, all are welcome to apply for the Gear to Give portion. So let's say you were awarded $5,000 last year, this year, or next year, you could apply again. However, you'd only be in the running for the Gear to Give equipment, for the Kubota equipment. So Homegrown by Heroes. Homegrown by Heroes is the official farmer veteran branding program of America. It certifies ranchers, farmers, and producers to sell their products as veteran owned. It was founded by the Kentucky Department of Ag in 2009, and since then we have been administering it. We now have over 3,700 producers involved in the program in all 50 states. We also have 23 partnerships with state departments of ag. So basically, we were able to combine the local food program that a state has with the Homegrown by Heroes program and made merged labels. We're trying to get a lot more partnerships with this, but right now we have 23. There is Texas on there, which is a really big accomplishment. And so, yeah. So you'll see the eligibility requirements, they're kind of similar to the fellowship fund. So you have to be a member, must have served or are currently serving, received an honorable or general characterization of service. Currently serving service members must provide a letter of support, just like I mentioned earlier. Agribusinesses and farming operations must maintain a minimum of 50% veteran ownership and a minimum of 50% veteran management control. And your value-added products must contain a minimum of 50% non-water ingredients produced by an HPH certified producer veteran. So some benefits of Homegrown by Heroes. So displaying the logo on a farmer's market stand or anywhere they do business really invites the consumers to ask about the label, and it gives the producer an opportunity to share their story. Consumers love a story behind a product. They like to know the person behind the product and the family behind the product. So this is a really easy way for them to start that conversation. And then it gives the veteran obviously point of sale visibility. It provides consumers a tangible way to support veterans. 70% of veterans actually prefer to do business with a veteran-owned company. So this is a perfect way for them to do that. This also helps with brand awareness and having national publicity and exposure gives them a competitive advantage. For example, later on in this presentation, I'll talk about America 250 and how we are a supporting partner of that. And so with that, we're actually creating a digital directory of 250 farmer veterans. So a lot of those are Homegrown by Heroes certified, gives them an opportunity to tell their story. There's also going to be a mention of their website. So we hope to draw a lot of people to that, especially, like I said, with being a partner of America 250. We also do other events. So we've done like a farm credit fly-in with Farm Credit in DC, where we had some of our Homegrown by Heroes producers go to DC and be involved in that. And so that gave them a lot of publicity and ways that they could get involved with their state's programs and things like that. We feature a Homegrown by Heroes member every month in our newsletter and on social media. And we are also currently looking for grants to help us fund different activities and ways that we can help the veteran. For example, a lot of veterans have asked us to assist them with getting into grocery stores. So we're looking for grants to help them with that. It also, with Homegrown by Heroes, they have access to our Market Maker app or map, which I will talk about later. And of course, it is free, just like all of our other programs and services. So what does the certification process look like for Homegrown by Heroes? So the veteran becomes a member of FBC, which is on our website, farmvetco.org. And then from there, once they get the welcome email and their veteran membership card, they can then apply for the Homegrown by Heroes certification, which is on our program page, farmvetco.org/HBH. Then we will contact the veteran within 2 weeks. It rarely ever takes 2 weeks. It's usually just a couple of days. And then once approved, the veteran will receive an email that includes a special approval letter from Jeanette, a certificate, logo files, a password to our exclusive Homegrown by Heroes store, market maker instructions, which is our map, which I'll talk about later, and a reminder to contact their State Department of Ag to receive the merge label, which those were the labels I just showed on the screen, all 23, if their state, of course, has one. So Market Maker. So Market Maker is a online sales platform that helps our veterans become easily discoverable. So you basically create a free profile on Market Maker and you link it to our Homegrown by Heroes or FBC affiliation. And this ensures that you're visible on the national locator map. So I'm actually going to share my screen real quick and show first Market Maker, and then I'll show you how it shows up on our program site. So hang in there with me as I try to figure out how to share my screen again. Okay, so y'all should see Market Maker right now. Hopefully. Can you?
Yep.
Okay. And so you'll just go to foodmarketmaker.com. And if you click search, there we go. You'll see there's a directory of over 39,000 farm businesses and operations, and you can see their affiliation. So this one is Illinois Farm Bureau, the Virginia Buy Fresh, Buy Local. This one has the Homegrown by Heroes and FBC affiliation attached to it. So basically, and whenever you like push on a business, hold on, let me get a different one. When you click on a business, you'll see that it can take you to the online store. It talks about the business a little bit, the attributes, pay methods, all the affiliations it's connected with. And so why I mention this is because when you go to our website, farmvetco.org, and you go, hopefully you can see it. I think you can. But when you go to programs and you scroll down to Homegrown by Heroes and Market Maker, and you push info, and you click find an HBH certified producer, those that on the Market Maker site, whenever they signed up, that attached the affiliation of Homegrown by Heroes or Farmer Veteran Coalition to their business, it actually also displays on our program page here. So anytime our call center gets a call from a big business or company wanting to purchase from a local veteran, we always send them to our program page here. So you have to do this yourself. You have to go to the Market Maker site, and I'll give you instructions here in a little bit to be able to get on our map on our website. So it's basically a plugin from Market Maker. Let me go back real quick to our program page. And if you click on Get on the Map, it actually will guide you through how to get on there. It's loading. So, like I said, you go to thefoodmarketmaker.com and create an account. And then under your account, there's a place to add a business. And once you click on that, it'll just ask you some questions about your business. And one of those questions will be to add an affiliation. And whenever you add, there'll be a place where you can select Farmer Veteran Coalition, and or Homegrown by Heroes, depending if you're Homegrown by Heroes certified or not. You can select those, and then once you publish it, as I mentioned, it will automatically go on our website map as well. So you'll be able to be discovered by the main Market Maker website and also our program page. And also, I forgot to mention there is a buy sell forum, so that can assist you with if you're needing a product, especially for like value added products. You can post it on there, and people can connect with you. And same thing if you're trying to sell a few products. Again, these are the instructions on how to get on the Market Maker map and our program map. And then behavioral health, Jeanette.
Hey. So we are a center of distinction for the RAP program, and I was looking at the attendee list. We may have one or two that had gone through the RAP program. RAP stands for Wellness Recovery Action Plan, and it's a practical, self-directed wellness tool that helps individuals identify what keeps them well, recognize when they're struggling, and creates a clear path for how they want to be supported during difficult times. At its core, RAP is not about diagnosing someone or telling them what to do. It's about helping people understand themselves, name their strengths, build a personal roadmap for wellness, recovery, and resilience. And it gives individuals the opportunity to define what wellness means to them, what it looks like for them, and what daily practices help them stay grounded, and what triggers or stressors may affect them, and what early warning signs might initiate the additional support that is needed. So RAP is one piece of what we do. We also do QPR training. And this is basically for folks who may work like, let's say, a ag lender or work at a feed store. So they're working in and around farmers. And they may notice that there's signs that someone may have suicidal tendencies, and they will be taught on how to identify that, what it looks like, how to ask if they're in need of help, and how to provide help. Additionally, we have the SAMHSA grant, where with the SAMHSA grant, we're doing the QPR training, but we're also doing an additional assist training and Living Works training program. So we've realized that farmers and veterans both have high suicide rates, and we've put them together. So we're trying to incorporate this into all our programs. And they just have different they work different ways. And we feel this is very proactive instead of reactive. And we've seen great results with it being used in our Hive program up in Montana earlier last year. Go right ahead. Oh, and we just actually applied for the Sergeant Fox suicide prevention grant as well. So fingers crossed on that. So the Career Center is one of those areas too where we have challenges with transition, and because people have limited agricultural experiences or business training. So we try to help on a number of different fronts. So we help from your resume and converting it into civilian language. We help write business plans if you decide you want to go into farming and ranching. We do have a partnership with Ag Careers. So if you go to our website, you'll see a plugin with Ag Careers, and they are an international ag placement agency. So not everyone has the risk tolerance to start their own farm and ranch, and some people just want to work with animals and the land and be outside. And so we have both options available. Some people who do decide to have a farm and ranch want to have off-farm income. And so we help them. Right now we're featuring remote jobs on there, from anything from compliance, risk management, helping with crop insurance adjusting, so that they can do both as they build their farm up, and are preparing to scale it into a full-size, full-term operation. So ag careers is the one thing. We are in the process of developing an academy. We're looking at several locations across the country and evaluating those sites, and looking to build those out to teach more hands-on, all different types of agriculture. And then also we have what's called a career pathways program. So what it looks like is we do have people from the industry who contact us that are having severe shortages of labor and wanting us to develop a program to train those folks. So we get requests sometimes from ADM, COAG, Kubota, where they need maybe like someone to sample water or soil. They need, like lab workers or something. And then we'll concentrate on creating a program through adult ed at a local community college, or we can do it even at our academy, and get those people placed. Go right ahead. So we've seen a lot of this over the last year. So what we try to do here is if we get calls in our call center, or there's been a proclamation either at the state or federal level for a natural disaster, the first thing that we do is we send out a needs assessment to the members in the area where the disaster is hit. Most of the time, we will cover the whole entire state. And so you might get this and go, well, that was like 3 hours from me. Well, we realize that the network of veterans is tight, and you may know somebody down there who may need help, but they don't have a computer or phone now because they've just been in a natural disaster. So this needs assessment asks all kinds of questions, trying to determine what their need could be. They go to our call center. Each person is called individually, and we help them with whatever the immediate need and the long-term need is, and we do case management with them and continue to work with them through the process. If you're from Texas, you remember this time last year, there was the storm at the camp down here in the Hill Country, and we lost a lot of campers there. But we also had some farmers who lost fencing, lost cattle, had found children on their property. So we work with the chapter presidents, and we coordinate work groups who actually go down and help get those farmers back up and running. So we are in the process in our strategic plan. We want to build in a few states that are prone to natural disasters, like Tennessee, North Carolina, Texas, California with fires. We're looking at maybe putting a disaster team together, try to find funding for a trailer with some equipment in it, so that we can have folks on hand to really assist with recovery. So Fueled for Valor is our food insecurity program. We have been working on this from a number of different angles. One is with the USO. One is with trying to get our Homegrown by Heroes labeled products into the disaster assistance relief and recovery program. There's a lot of hurdles to overcome, but we keep working at it. Part of the problem is, like, for the disaster assistance, they want like semi-loads of food. But the local food banks, what we've been doing with Market Maker has been working on a buy-sell form. So if you picked a bunch of food, I've used this example before, and you go to the farmer's market and it rains and nobody came and you got a whole bunch of food that's going to rot. You have a choice. You can donate it to the food bank and you get a tax write-off, or you can go into Market Maker, do a buy-sell form, and we're looking at where you can sell those directly to the food banks in your area and negotiate a price for them. So we continue to work on that. We do realize there's food insecurity near our bases. It is a complex problem. There is a national working group that's working on it. A lot of times it is junior enlisted folks who may be married. Spouses cannot find jobs. They can't, if they have a job, daycare is an issue. There's just a lot to overcome there that leads to that food insecurity. But we continue to work on that. Government affairs. So we just started into this about last year. We opened a virtual office in DC. We have taken our advisory board and converted it into a government affairs department. They are watching out at the state levels on any regulatory issues that need to come to us either for a letter of support or opposition. We have begun to create position statements, actually, that I'm going to be reviewing with a lobbyist on Thursday. We hope to share those with our state chapters. So if they wanted to speak to their local representatives or go to a county supervisors meeting and speak at the podium with the position statement, they can say that they're speaking on behalf of the Farmer Veteran Coalition. We will be working on white papers. Maybe one day we may have like a fly-in, down the road, but we have sort of hit critical mass with our members. We're hitting that 60,000 mark. And this is something we're getting more and more requests for feedback, not just letters of support, but we've helped on some legislation and actually even regulations on technical advice on different things. So it's sort of morphing as we speak, and we're working on the farm bill still that's going through. Okay, Abby, I'll let you take this next one.
Yeah, so how do you have access or get access to these programs and services? So you just need to become a member with us, which, like I said, everything is free. So you just go to our website, farmvetco.org, and there is a button that says join, or you can go to farmvetco.org/membership, and it will ask for you to select if you're a veteran or not a veteran. When you click veteran, it will guide you through ID.me, which I'm sure most of you are probably familiar with. It verifies your service, and then it will guide you back to our application, which will just ask a little bit about your operation or what you plan to do and about yourself. That way we can better assist you and understand who we're working with, and so we can give you the best resources as possible. And you can also, once you submit that, you'll then be emailed a veteran membership card. And this is how you can have access to our discounts and things like that. And America 250, as I said earlier, we are a supporting partner for America 250. So as part of this collaboration, we are creating a digital library to showcase 250 farmer veterans nationwide. This is a national celebration of the contributions our farmer veterans have done for our country as we prepare for the national celebration on July 4th. And if you're interested and you have not been reached out to in being in that digital library, please let us know and we might be able to get you into that. And then our national conference. So every year we have a conference in a different state. This year's conference theme is Scaling Sustainability, Practical Innovations for Small and Mid-Sized Veteran Farms. It will be October 25th through the 27th in Williamsburg, Virginia. And registration will open earlier this year in July. And so we hope to see you all there. Sunday, we do a big farm tour, and then in the evening, we have a networking reception. There's exhibit tables, and then Monday, we do a big opening ceremony. And we're having two panels, actually three panels this year. So we'll do the successful farming panel like usual. And then we'll have a influencer panel and a USDA panel. And then of course we have our breakouts. We actually have more breakouts this year than I think we've ever had, at least since I've been at FEC. We'll have 5 tracks and 5 different breakout sessions going on in all of those tracks. And yeah, if you have any questions about that, reach out to us. And like I said, there are exhibitor tables available. So if your operation or the company you work for or know might be interested in that, just let us know. And then there is our information. You can access all of our programs and things at farmvetco.org. You can email our support call center at support@farmvetco.org, or you can call us at 855 FBC Farm. If you're trying to get in touch with a specific employee, you just replace the support with our first name. And I think that's all we have today.
Well, I'd like to make one wrap-up comment. I know we got a lot of beginning farmers on here, so I do sit on, I have a federal appointment right now to the National Institute for Food and Agriculture, NIFA, and I'm on the Beginning Farmer and Rancher Advisory Board. So if you have a situation that you need assistance with, please feel free, to reach out to me. It's Jeanette at farmvetco.org. And, I'd love to hear from you. Additionally, there are a lot of financial stresses happening right now. We have seen an uptick in bankruptcies across the country, more specifically in the Southeast. So we will be doing a lot on ag finance this coming year, taxes. So look at if you do social media, make sure you get all our social media, LinkedIn, Facebook. You'll get the notifications for the podcasts, the webinars, the workshops. So you can take advantage of those, and make sure that you always remember that there are resources out here. We have probably close to 600 referral sources in our Salesforce system here. And we can help you, anywhere you live. We can hook you up with someone that can help you. If not, the local chapter can as well. So thank you very much for your time today.
Hello, I had a question, please.
Sure.
Hello, yes, good afternoon. My name is Marcus Montez. Definitely appreciate the efforts, the historical efforts that you guys have accomplished. I've been a member for a while. I'm still active duty for about another 4 days. I'm excited, but not an active member. However, I do follow all social media pages, would like to attend the conference stuff, but so I plan on being more active, and I definitely agree with everything that you guys are putting together, the efforts and contributions. I'm from small town, rural Vernon, Texas, northwest of Waco. Just trying to start this small business of mine as well, and farming and ranching cattle. So definitely, I really appreciate everything, and I think it's more. So
You broke up
for a
you
second.
broke up there, Marcus.
You might be actually hitting the space bar. I know from experience.
can you hear me now? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
You're back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, I definitely plan on getting more involved. Maybe chapter or something. Like I said, I'm up here from Vernon. I call it the gateway to the West, Vernon, Texas, right by the Red River. So I really appreciate everything, and I'll stay in touch. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. And one of the reasons we came to Texas and specifically to Waco was Texas is our largest chapter. It has over 6,000 members. They've really done themselves good at organizing it into different divisions because Texas is so big. We chose Waco because the Texas Farm Bureau is here, and it's the largest one in the country. Also, there's two, there may be three. I think Dallas, Houston, and Waco have veteran centers. And so that's why we're here, and we want to help. So if you're ever in town, feel free to stop by the office, and we'd love to visit with you. Does anybody else have any questions?
Thank you.
I know somebody mentioned if we can email out the slides. Yeah, we can for sure.
Yep. Yeah. Was there anything in the chat there, Abby, that,
I think that was the last one I saw.
okay. Let's see. Okay, so
I do have a
there-
question.
Yes.
I apologize. Back to the battleground, the opening session conversation. There was a question I had was I completed a CSP program at Fort Bragg there in North Carolina with the North Carolina Veterans Farm. Would that translate as part of the program that the battleground offers?
No, they are a separate training program. I know we've at some point toyed with and have reached out to some of the other veteran training programs that have done the grants under NEFA. We're looking at right now because Tennessee reached out to us about possibly doing helping them with doing a mentor training program for their program there. So we know about the others, but it is a completely separate program from us.
But it does help you when you go to apply for your FSA loan to show that if you've completed the program, that you've had some training, because you normally have to, prove that, you get, so there's different criteria, but normally it's like 3 years. Your military service counts as 1 year. Training program and maybe a mentorship program. All of those help your application to help you get your approval for your capital for your farm.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And it's a great program. So the other thing too is there was a question here. What if you receive 3,500 and not 5,000? Can you still apply next year for the fellowship fund? So the rule is if you get $1,000, you can reapply. If you get anything over 1,000, you cannot reapply for another grant. But you can apply for the Kubota Gear to Give piece. So, so like, let's say, just an example to Debbie here. So like, let's say this year, you got 3,500. You couldn't, next year, you can't apply for the fellowship fund, but you can't apply to get the tractor. And so there's a separate box that you check. Oh wait, and Abby answered that in the thing.
Okay.
And I think that was it. Okay. That's all I can see. And we work a lot with AgriAbility as well. I sit on the board, National AgriAbility as on the advisory board because we have a lot of veterans who have had some sort of physical disability and may need assistance with engineering some sort of devices, adaptive technology to operate either farm equipment or, just to assist to put less strain on their body. We have a ton of veterans that have crippling arthritis. So you think about issues with hands and grips and holding buckets, to water animals or feed animals. So we're actually looking at a partnership with the Arthritis Foundation, working with them because it's so prevalent. Okay. Can you think of anything we missed, Heidi?
No, I think you've covered everything as far as I know, unless you've snuck something new in on me.
I did have one question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Something you didn't bring up, but looking at your website, the Farm Service Agency Toolkit. Can you say anything about that? Like how to get your farm number? Does that kit help you with all the paperwork or what?
So there's a number of different resources we've created over the years, and they're housed on our website. One of them we have is a government resources guide for farmer veterans. And that is, it just helps members understand funding, education, training, business planning. And there is something there, but they're also on the USDA website. There's the farmer.gov questions and answers on there. Also will help walk you right through how to get the FSA number. And here's Abby. She's pulling it up already. She's so good. There you
Yeah,
go.
so when you
There's
go
some
to
webinars.
resources,
Out
like you
there.
said, and you click the FSA toolkit, there's some of our recent rep webinars, and then it also takes you to the pages like for getting your farm number, common FSA forms, all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of a guide. If you need more assistance with something specific, feel free to reach out to our support center and we can help you out.
Yep. We get all kinds of questions because we have folks growing everything you can possibly imagine. And, sometimes determining eligibility, they may need help walking through. And there's been times where we have an escalation process through our call center. So sometimes we have to take it up to the state level or the federal level to get to clear eligibility or just get a question answered on something. So that's what we're here for. So feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Also, I realized I think that link is broken for the farm number thing. So I apologize about that. We will get that fixed because I just clicked on it and said not found. So I apologize, but yes, we'll work on that. But the other one should be working. I hope so. I'll work
Yeah,
on
we've
that.
done a lot of work on our website recently, especially with the America 250 promotion. So we're constantly revamping it. We get a lot of hits on our website. Then also, can you show them on where the state chapter information is for Texas? Okay,
Like the state chapter profiles?
yeah.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, so here I am on the resources page. View of chapters and click on state chapter profiles. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at this part much because it was done when I was on maternity leave, but you can go to the different pages. I'm guessing Texas is in here.
They may, I don't know if not all the chapters have filled theirs out. So we send the membership list to the state chapters on a quarterly basis. So if someone joins in between, they can go to this site and figure out how to reach the current, like the executive, president for Texas is, Everett. And he has his personal email, but we've given them FEC emails too, but they, whatever that works for them, they could use. And then you'll see all the information about the chapter. Sometimes they'll post events, they'll post pictures of what they're doing. And so you can sort of have a feel if there's anything coming up. We're looking at doing a calendar for all the people who travel a lot, and they could, see if something's going on. If they're in Tennessee, what Tennessee's up to, and maybe go meet some of the members from Tennessee. So, and we're trying to get folks to work more regionally, and we really seeing the fruit of those labors during like the fires and flooding that happened in North Carolina. Tennessee and South Carolina all came together to help them out. So that's one good thing about farmer veterans is they've had training to deal with natural disasters while they were in service. And so it's a very natural step for them to hop in and help when things go a little crazy there. Okay.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thanks, Heidi. We're always here for y'all. And
Absolutely.
and we do a lot of problems. We do a lot of projects
Problems
with
too.
Texas A&M. And we have a couple more planned, and there's a lot happening, especially if you're a rancher with screwworm. I sit on the Texas Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association. They have informational webinars they're doing every Thursday. Texas AM is working a lot with them on their sterile fly installation here in Texas. So, there's a lot going on in our sector right now to keep your pulse on. But, feel free to reach out because if you have a question, other people have questions. And so that sort of tells us, like, maybe I need to do a little newsletter article about screw fly or something, or we need to send out an article in a specific state to get some targeted training or information to people. So don't be shy. All righty.
All right, I think that concludes our webinar for today. Thank you, Jeanette and Abby, for being on here with us. And thank you to everybody that actually attended and asked questions today. Thank you to everybody, and we will see y'all later.
Thank you.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Abby, are you going to try and send the slides to me and I can get them sent out to everybody?
I think she left, but I make sure she'll get them out to you, Heidi.
Okay, that works.
Okay. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.